Alright, what's going on, guys? In this video, I brought on my partner and friend Jay. We're gonna go over the 1-2 setup. And this is a strategy that we've been using for years on end now to get consistently profitable results. So if you're not yet profitable or you're struggling with finding a trading strategy, I highly recommend for you to sit through this video, watch this from start to finish. You may just get something valuable out of this. So I'll see you guys in the video.
So for people that are new, right? They're maybe new to the community or they're new to the channel. They haven't heard of the 1-2 setup. This is kind of like our bread and butter and has been, and it's how we've been able to catch almost every bottom over the past year and a half. So do you want to start like a basic introductory to the 1-2 setup? Like, what is it? What are you looking for? And like, why does it work? Because we're not making this shit up. We got the results to show all this shit too. You know, like
exactly. So basically, 1-2 setup is just a term that I have simplified over the time, right? Obviously, 1-2 setup is most people they will know it as the starting of the Elliott wave, right? That is your basic Elliott wave starting formation, going 1-2 to the upside. Hold on, let me actually refresh it. I'll just do it from the beginning.
Yeah.
But either way, this is your basic structure flipping, right? Your basic first structure that makes the higher high ever since the low, right? Ever since the low, right? That's the key that you have to watch for a reversal 1-2 setup. Not just any 1-2 setup like up here. That's not a 1-2 setup.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Anything that's continuing, that's just a mini setup on a lower time frame within this range, right? But a true bottom 1-2 setup, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like a true bottom 1-2 setups, they'll come right after we break that accumulated range since the bottom, right? Since the absolute bottom that we have put in after this drop, right? Again, this drop coming in is also a 1-2 setup. Again, happening again, full break, coming back, taking lows out into the gap, low, lower, low, higher, low. Same process once again, right? To even put this low in, right? And we put that low in, right? And then now we speed forward to where we are, right? Ever since we put that low in, what do? We build price action, right? We generated price action. We generated liquidity to both ways, right? We developed structure. And then most recently, this year, Q1, what do we finally do? We displaced, right? That was where now, okay, we have a confirmation in this Q1 of this year, right? In Doge, right? We got a full confirmation of displacement breaking this previous high.
So what's
right?
displacement? Go over like displacement too for people that don't know.
Oh yeah, okay. So displacement, right? How I teach, okay, this is not just some YouTube displacement, guys. If you guys just look up whatever displacement, you hear some bullshit. But a true displacement, the way that I teach is when we break a previous structure, right? When we break a previous structure with full body candles closing, creating fair value to the upside, okay? That's when a displacement is truly happening, right? That's when you know, okay, bigger money is coming into the market. And once a chart displaces with the gap, what is happening inside of that gap is all the people that wasn't able to fill their orders, they still have their orders within this level because price moved very fast, very quick to the other direction. So there's still pending orders that got left over, right? That will get rebalanced as we have a pullback and we take these lows out, right? So we're taking liquidity out, doing a pullback, right? And rebalancing these orders that hasn't been filled since this displacement of this break, right? So that's all happening at once coming into this GP now, right? From this low to this high that we made, right? Into golden pocket, right? Your 62%, 79% level now, right? So now that's what a displacement is. And once you have a displacement, that's when you know you can pull the low to the high. Only if you have a displacement breaking the high, not a sweep. If we failed here, just imagine if it was just this candle and the next candles never had a full body close, right? Then we wouldn't even consider to take this pullback. I would probably look down here if we swept here, right? Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. This is where you got to be able to identify whether this is a real break or a false break, right? That's the key. This is where most people struggle. It's not that they don't know what golden pocket is. They don't know if it's even valid to use it or not. They will just pull it from every low and high and expect it to work.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's
Exactly.
where it's wrong. That's where it's wrong. That's where it's just completely wrong, right?
Right.
Real thing that you really need to see once again is what? A major sweep, which we got. Okay, this is a long process. Okay, in this chart, this is a year's worth of price action that built up this 1-2 setup. Okay, but you know, you may see your daily 1-2 setup happening way quicker within the week, right? But this is like a bigger picture prime, you know, major setup that sends 2, 3, 400% to the upside type of deal, right? So in this type of deal, you're in a weekly, right? And you see, we take out all of the lows, right? Every single low from the initial run that everybody's seen from the back in the day. Okay, so now we have a sweep now from this point. Okay, we're no longer wanting to trade below and go lower to fill this gap. We have a low in by putting in a low, lower low, higher low. Once again, that is your basic swing low, right? This everybody when they first start trading, that is the first thing that everybody learns, right? Swing low, swing high, right? Once you have a swing point at your key level, you can trust that level. That's when you have a confirmation. Oh, this is the bottom, right? Once you don't have that, low, lower low, higher low, right? Then you know it's not the bottom yet. Nobody can say so. But once there is a higher low, you can see what is the exact thing that happens after that higher low. Again, a displacement to the upside. Full body candle closes above the structure, right? And we create a gap. So now, from that point, we know whatever we're building here, we're holding here and not going lower.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because the bottom is in, quite literally. And we confirmed another up and a down to hold that level. Again, a fractal low, lower low, higher low. Fractal now. You see what I'm saying? Again, it's doing a low, lower low, higher low, just like how we did low, lower low, higher low before we made this price action. You get what I mean?
Right. So
now
go,
again,
go over like the major 1-2, right? Because I want people to look at like the market structure, because this was the first time on the most recent, the largest 1-2, that we had actually broken structure in that downtrend. Because before you were just seeing lower highs and lower lows.
Exactly. Even here, guys, this is what Matt is trying to say here. Okay, you guys see this is the downtrend that we were in, right? And you guys can see the lower high, the lower high, the lower high, right? The lower high. Once again, still a lower high. This is what I meant earlier when we broke this structure and here overall, right? That's when we really made a higher high for the first time in years. And that's the thing. This is where you guys need to understand that. If you see something that hasn't done in years, right? It's getting ready for something really big. Right, obviously, in this example, you have your first higher high, first one ever since we put in the low once again.
And we have that fair value
and even
displacing, and we got multiple candles close above, so it's confirmed. It's not just a sweep.
Exactly. Right. This is when you should be, even after when we put in a swing here, you should already know, okay, I need to look at down here and look at the GP, not you know, oh, what do I do when it comes down here? You should already know that by the time we're putting in that swing high.
Right.
This is where people are late, right? Most people, they won't do that. They won't even identify that until, you know, we're down here. Then they'll start to pull the GP. And then, oh, should I buy here? Should I sell here? Oh, should I wait till lower? Because you were not clear. If you had a clear understanding that we broke here and we displaced above and we're ready to move higher after a rebalance, if you understand that, which, you know, after what we said you should, right? Then you already know from this point to pull the GP, not, you know, after the fact that it's halfway done, you should be pulling the GP and then, oh yeah, maybe I should enter at this GP. That's different. You know what I'm saying? From this swing point, you pulling this GP and watching the price to come here and reacting off of it, that's a different story. You were prepared for this move. You were prepared. You had your target already. Now by having this GP, you have your target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4. That adds with previous structures. See what I'm saying? So being able to get involved here with this, again, low, lower low, higher low, if I zoom in and clean up a bit, you guys will see exactly coming back into this level, the same concept applies. Low, lower low, higher low, no close below the GP.
Okay, so
Boom.
that's a good looking chart. So let's say people want to enter that long position. They have their idea. Okay, they saw structure break to the upside. They're waiting for longs. How do they enter the trade? Because there's a few ways they can do it, right? They can either go to a lower time frame and wait for that shift, or they can set limits, right? Which I think is fine for beginners, right? They can just set limits at each of the fibs with their stop loss below the 7.9 and just target those extended fibs, right?
That's the brainless way, yes.
Yes.
That's the brainless way, but then that drops the win rate. That's just the fact that I'll tell you guys.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you don't have control over if it's going below it or not. What if it still closes below after you get filled on those three? You do not know that. You don't know that. You see what I'm saying? That's why I like to confirm, right, a higher low inside of the GP. This is the trick that I teach people now. Once again, the low, lower low, higher low. As it's doing the higher low, we're holding this wick. Then you can go into, your 15-minute time frame or whatever and look for the same scenario again. Okay? Meaning, as we're here, I don't even know if it's
like
somewhere
right
over here.
Somewhere right
It's this one right here. Yeah, it's this one right here. That's the higher low that I was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Low, lower low, higher low. So you should be able to clearly see the same action happening in the lower time frame. So what can you do? Again, you have a break, low to the high, GP. Even inside of the same time frame, looking at the same level off of the same GP off of the weekly, now you can apply the same thing again, long as you know what you're looking at, right? So that even that higher low, how can you get it there? How do you know it's gonna stop? Oh, it's coming right into GP, repeating the same action again, low, lower low, higher low. You can enter here, you can enter here. Does not matter. Now you got in such a lower time frame, you don't even have to have a 30% stop loss to the downside. You can have a 5% stop on a 1 hour time frame below your entries now. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even gonna be a huge risk, and now your reward to the upside is mega.
Yeah.
Mega.
And even something else I want to point out too.
You're not.
If you stay on the 1 hour real quick. Wait, stay on the 1 hour.
Yeah, don't TP here like this. And there's just one thing, Matt. Like, after getting in here, just because you entered at 1 hour, this is not your target, guys. Don't forget, we had this set up from a weekly. Your targets are, like I showed you guys earlier, these are your targets, not that GP inside of the 1 hour. That was just for you to get an entry. Your target should remain higher time frame.
Right.
That's where people would get in at the literal bottom and they'll sell out at the 1 hour highs. And they'll be like, damn, bro, next week that shit flies. Oh, I got in and then I took profit at the fib levels. But at the 1 hour, when we had the setup in weekly, doesn't make sense.
Right. So go down to the 1 hour real quick, because I want to show people something too. Because this wouldn't be the true 1-2. This would be like a continuation pattern. If you go back down, as long as structure is continuing to break and you've put in that swing point, you can continue taking longs, even if you miss the first initial move, at every other golden pocket after that.
Exactly. Like, even if you guys missed these two, now you can apply the same thing because the higher time frame picture is the same.
Yeah, and you get another entry right there.
Low, lower, low, higher, low.
Yeah.
Low, lower, low, higher, low. You can also again enter here or off the higher low, off the confirmation, just like you have done it here. So it's fractal. It's very continuative. You can, long as you can read, like you guys can see, me and Matt can see it instantly. I know exactly what he's talking about. And we just whipped out this chart in the 1 hour middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So we clearly can see it the same way, obviously, and exactly know what he's talking about because we've been trading this way for multiple years together. So I know exactly what he's talking about when he says this, when we have nothing marked out. Right? So it's the fractal nature of the chart now. If you have a system, you can apply it any time frame, anything, long as you have the right framework. That's the key word. You can't just slap it on anywhere and just start trading GPs. You guys have to go over exactly what we said and add the details. Make sure it has a broken. Make sure it did sweep. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you have that set up on higher time frame. Right? Make sure it's putting in a low, lower, low, higher, low on a weekly time frame as it is in that level. Once you start to check those off, then you will have high quality setups instead of just any random GP that you pull out.
Yeah.
Okay, it will take longer to see, it will take longer to take, but the risk to reward at the end of the day. That's why we trade.
Also, I feel like people struggle with like scanning through all these pairs and finding these setups. Guys, Jay literally posts about 50 of these per week. So join the pro Discord, link below. If you're lazy and you don't want to scan through pairs to find these setups, we were in a live yesterday. We must have mentioned like at least 10 of these setups like yesterday. So if you guys don't want to find the setup, we'll give you the fucking setup, you know, if you're lazy.
Yep.
So it's like all you have to do is just execute. Just look for the lower time frame confluences. You know, if you like trading divergences too, I'll use divergences on a lower time frame to add more confluence. You know, but just look for that break to the upside. Obviously, make sure the high time frame setup is good. Wait for that retracement into the golden pocket. Yeah, look for those overbought, oversold. I mean, look at that setup, right? You see there getting bullish dips.
Like, look. This is exactly where, you know, this is exactly what Matt's talking about right here. As we're coming literally even to these setups, what do you guys see right here? What do you guys see coming right into this level? Look at the oscillator, buy dot, divergence, 3 drive into the GP. Again, coming back in, what happens? Divergence, maxed out oscillator. Boom. I mean, you have multiple confluences. That's just me showing you guys how to read price action. But if you use other tools on top, you can definitely increase your accuracy.
Yeah. So, guys, leave a like on the video. Leave a comment down below too if you enjoyed, because this isn't like your typical, you know, YouTube video strategy. I mean, we've been doing this for years. We got all the results to show it. I mean, everyone's crushing. But like, this is all you need. Like, this is really all you need. And you can, like I said, you can add a few more things too. Like if you like to use a key level as confluence, do it. But all you need is you just need to have the bias. You need to look for a structure break. Okay. And if it broke structure and you saw displacement, draw your fib from the swing low to the swing high and look in your optimal trade entry, right? Golden pocket is 786 or 79, right? That is your entry zone. Okay, and by nature, when you are entering this way with these specific Fibonacci levels, what are you doing? You're forced to buy discount. You can't buy premium if you're buying.
Forced to buy low.
Exactly.
You're not buying here middle of the range. You're not buying here as it's dumping at a middle of nowhere because it might look good here, because it might look like a double bottom. You see what I'm saying? You gotta start to put all type of patterns and wedges. You know what I'm saying? Start to add all type of, you know, you do everything. Right? Just to buy there.
Yeah.
You try to frame yourself, okay, because it looks good there. You know what I'm saying? But just simply waiting, even waiting to GP can mitigate those type of issues. Literally, you're forced to buy low. You're forced to wait till the low liquidations happen. Right? And even if you did get involved at those low and it didn't work out, you tried at the lowest place possible. Guess what? You're not gonna lose a lot of money.
Right.
It's not you buying at the top of the range and riding it to zero. That's a different story.
And also there's a caveat to this too.
-1 bar.
Because sometimes, and the other thing is, I'll say sometimes, I think this is, I can say less than 50% of the time, it'll reject off, you know, the 0.382 or the 0.5 and start sending. If that happens and it doesn't reach your entry zone, right? Like it doesn't come down to the golden pocket, oh well. Like there's always another trade opportunity. Like what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna FOMO? You're just gonna FOMO buy at the top of the range? No, that's not good in practice. Over a long enough time period, you're just gonna get wrecked doing that.
Exactly. If you do that 100 times, you're fucked.
Yeah,
your account is
fucked.
at zero.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's just math, guys. Like it's not just what we think, you know, it's math. If you start to buy premium 100 times out of 100 and expect to sell at a higher premium, do the math. 90% of the time it's going lower before it goes higher from where you bought.
Yeah.
And this is one thing I was just teaching somebody right just before. I want to add to this, but even just looking at structures, guys, if you just simply can buy structure lows and not buy structure highs, if you know this is a swing high and you want to buy here, you're around structure highs, you're buying high. 90% of the time it's going low before it goes high. You're losing money if you get in here, right? But if you can wait till the lows, hey, now you're not getting it up here. You're not doing that anymore. Even at this point, just even simply applying structure low to the high.
Right.
If you start to practice buying low, quite literally buy low, sell high, not just say that and then buy the chart at the high because you want to make some money. Now your actions and what you're thinking is not lining up, right? So actually think buy low and actually buy low when it's low. Don't get scared here now and saying, oh, we're going to go lower. That's what people do now. If it's at the low, they don't want to buy now, actually. And you know
the
that,
top,
Matt,
they
right?
do.
At the bottom, Yeah, exactly. It's kind of funny, bro, because we literally gave I don't even know how many setups, and we have it documented. Like,
Yeah,
we're
we got
not
it
capping out
documented.
here.
Like, yeah.
We're not guru like motherfuckers. Like, we literally have result for past 3 years of whatever we have done. You know what I'm saying? So literally every single coin, we called it at the bottom after FTX crash as Luna crash. You see what I'm saying? Going into 2023 January.
That was
I
crazy.
know exact
That was a
date, time,
crazy
everything.
time. Holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. And then again, we gave another entry. Notice I'm not even looking at the chart, guys. I have this off my head. We gave another entry on Bitcoin at 24.5
Yeah.
going into Q4 last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know it to off my dome. Like off my dome, I know it exactly where I even gave it, where we shared it. You know what I'm saying? And even this time, where do we share it? Going into finishing Q3, going into Q4, 49K. Bottom wick. We were on live when we caught that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the same thing again and again and again. We stay giving bottoms out. But I even realized 90% of the people, they don't buy with me. Even I'm saying, hey guys, buy. We're staring at the 49K wick, buy. Only 10 of them buys. The rest are scared, shitting bricks. Even when I'm taking risk in front of them, I'm literally putting my money, buying, and they're sitting here watching, learning, scared.
Dude, the comments
Something
on the
wrong.
YouTube back then were ruthless too. I posted that in the long term. I said I think the bottom's in because of the comments I'm getting. Everyone's saying, oh, Bitcoin's going to zero. Like that was the top. All this bullshit. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
we're buying.
10K, 3K, 3K Bitcoin, 10K Bitcoin at 24K last year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy, bro. And that's how we knew, bro, it was not going there. When 90% of the people say so, that's not it. It's not happening. It's really not happening. Same thing at the tops. You know what I'm saying? Everybody says, we're going higher, we're going 90% of the time, we're not going higher.
Yo, and another example of the 1-2 setup is literally where Jay just drew it on his chart right now. That's another 1-2 on a daily.
Exactly. That's the now fractal to lead up to this bigger setup, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Structure
That's so
break.
it doesn't matter what time frame you guys are really in, guys. As long as you guys are paying attention, you guys have things framed out. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what low and highs that you guys are watching, and you can always get involved at GP. Right? Again, coming into GP, what do? Low, lower, low, higher, low. That's confirming no close below that we're holding this low. You can get involved at these wicks. Don't be scared of wicks, guys. As long as you know that's a higher low, you can catch that liquidation wick. It's no longer you guessing like this wick. It's different. It's not the lower low wick. That you have to guess. Okay, that has to be the last one, and then the next one has to give me the higher low. You're betting on that if you're catching this one, right? But if you're catching the higher low, you're no longer betting. You have a higher chance that that's it. You see what I'm saying? And it's gonna make a higher low to go higher since we have all the confluences, like you're sitting on the GP after fully breaking these structures.
Yeah.
Right. So just make sure you guys don't pull the GP when we sweep. If we sweep the high, don't sit there, pull the low and the high and expect it to hold the GP because it's gonna take the low out and then it's gonna go. That's when it's gonna do that. You see what I'm saying? I already know when it's not gonna work. You know, like just even see it here. This is the perfect example. We broke. What? Oh, boom. This is exactly what I just said, right? It will take the low out and then it will go. You see what I'm saying? So don't fall into victim of doing this. Right? That's not a break, guys. And this is the key thing that I said on USDT too. Remember, Matt? I don't know if you remember our conversation with USDT, bro. I was telling you, bro, we're not going higher because what? Because of what, bro? And this is exactly that. Right there, into GP. Right into GP. We swept it. So I knew whatever pulling back here was not gonna hold, bro. This is the exact ideology that I was telling you.
You did say this over and over again. I remember.
And that's why I kept telling people, and even King, bro, even King kept saying, we're going to hold here, we're going to hold here. I'm like, nah. I know what I'm seeing here, bro. That's a sweep into GP, bro. That's the sweep into GP. No candle close above, high, higher high, lower high. Exactly what I just have described this whole time, what you guys are staring at USDT chart for me to catch 49K right there. Boom. And that's why I said since then, bro, I didn't think we're going to hold this. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason. And you can see the reason now. But if this came up and closed above, bro, and like gapped up or something, bro, we would have went to like 30K. No joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, it's not realistic. You see what I'm saying? That has to be it, because if not, we're going to 30K, and I know we're not going to 30K before we go to Q4. We already did the damage.
Yeah.
Like, we moved down for 6 months. Like, how much more time do we have? You see what I'm saying? Like, in my view, it did not line up.
That's
But
crazy.
that's
Jay's
where I
the
was
goat,
like, nah,
guys.
bro.
Jay is the goat, man. Holy shit.
Like, even in March too, you know, I called up top perfectly. Who did that, bro? Who really did that down here, bro?
Not
You
me,
remember
bro.
when we bounced here, bro? Who exited the market fully and took everything home, bro, and bought it all back in at this wick, bro? You can't fucking make that shit up, bro. I had this yearly plan down to the T, bro.
Yeah, you did, bro. That's crazy. He actually did.
Yearly
That's the
plan,
crazy
bro.
thing. You actually did, bro. Like, fuck. Like,
I
that's
called
crazy.
the exact bottom, exact top, bro. You can't make that shit up, bro. You really can't. You really can't. Bro, we're only going up, easy T, bro.
Yeah.
We're only gonna go crazier. So you guys make sure tap in, guys. Whatever we do, it's not some, you know, it's not foo work. Just come see it for yourself. We got all the people that you guys can even talk and ask, you know, and get involved, learn, share the views, right? So you guys need to tap in, man. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, right? It doesn't matter if you're intermediate. It doesn't matter if you're looking for more networking and you're already profitable, right? It does not
Anything.
matter. We
Yeah.
got, you know, we got service
killers
for
in our
everybody.
group too. Like, we got whales, man.
Yeah,
Whales.
whales plus killers. It's not just the whales too. You know, it's, you know, anybody could have a lot of money. It's just, you know, you got to have the right people to do the right thing with that money. But we definitely got some crazy motherfuckers up in here too.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
definitely you guys need to tune in, man, because like I said, we got service for everybody. It doesn't matter. We even have free service. So if you're not in our Discord for free, you're doing something wrong at that point, because
Yeah.
we even literally have free service. Of, we don't obviously give everything on the free, for obvious reasons. We run a fucking business, but we even do our best to give most value, even for free,
Yeah,
for
we
those
have a
people
free
that can just
mastermind. We have a
follow
free
along.
mastermind, guys. I mean, and a mastermind plays
You
we
guys
haven't
can
even missed yet. So
and make money for free. You can follow along and make money for free. And if you want to buy our service, you can buy our service. Like, it's to that point. You know what I'm saying? That's why we give free services, because I know people can make money off of just even learning with us for free. So,
yeah, man.
yep. Tap in, man. We got the on top best algo in the game. So that's just the education that we're talking about. But the algo side is crazy too, guys. If you guys into indicators, need some help with the buy and, you know, sell dots and all those things, you know, all your fucking AI indicators, we got some crazy signals too,
Yeah,
on the
man.
indicators.
And
So,
especially the oscillator for entry too. Like, I use the oscillator for all my entries, man. So if you're struggling finding an entry specifically, you join just for the oscillator, because that has changed so many people's lives, like literally. So, but all right, guys, we'll catch you next video. Leave a comment if you guys want Jay and I to do more of these in the future. I mean, we're gonna do them regardless, but show some love to Jay in the comments below, guys. And I'll see y'all.